You know, this situation with Sarah Palin has, and of course we're all caught up in the celebrity of this situation.
Palin mania?
Palin mania, whatever you want to call it.
Gun-toting pro-life hockey mom. What could be wrong with
I want to talk, though, we're going to talk about the political aspects of this in a minute, but I want to talk for a second about the Down syndrome aspects of this and the disabled child aspects of this, because I think this is getting glossed over. Everybody is looking at her and saying, oh, isn't this wonderful? And it is, that she and her husband knew beforehand they were having a Down syndrome child and never for a split second considered having that child executed. And as we know, right now with Down syndrome children, over 90% of them get executed in the womb.
Right.
90%.
And even higher overseas.
Right. Well, in Canada, here's a story from September 10th. Canadian doctors groups worried that Palin example could pressure some women not to abort Down's children. Oh man, can you imagine that they're worried that they might not actually kill some of these children? But and you're having these people come out here. Here's a website we found, the Center for Advancement of Capitalism. Palin's Down syndrome child and the right to abortion. It is critical to reaffirm the morality of aborting a fetus diagnosed with Down syndrome, or by extension, any unborn fetus, a freedom that anti-abortionists seek to deny. A person afflicted with Down syndrome is only capable of being marginally productive, if at all. So in other words, it's utilitarianism. Since they can't be productive in their view.
When pro-abortion groups try to co-opt our term, morality, they're completely void of morals.
They're saying, and this group of pro-aborts here is saying that what she did was immoral to allow this child to come in and suffer a lifetime of endless burden on the taxpayer.
Remember, God created morals. Okay, the standards by which morals come from are God-given.
Right.
So these people who deny God have no right using that word.
Notice that the anti-abortion zealots try to attach a dirty little slur to these abortions, labeling them a form of eugenics. That's what eugenics is. We're not labeling them that.
Scientific word.
Wow.
You know, they'd say that I'm unproductive. If I was full-time, stay-at-home mom, raise kids, I don't get out in the workplace and I'm unproductive. So they're going to come kill me too.
Here's the final statement.
It's truthful, but it's deceptive.
Yes, it's truthful but deceptive. We need the mentally retarded to teach us how to better sacrifice. They're saying this is what the pro-lifers are saying. That is, we need the mentally retarded to teach us how to better sacrifice our lives and divest ourselves of our self-interest in ways that they need to, so that we can care for them. Well, isn't that what being a human being is about, is sacrificing yourself to take care of other people? Don't we all do that with our children? They're saying that this is immoral.
Did you bring this paper just to make my blood boil?
Yeah.
Our blood pressure's going.
At noodle food, whatever noodle food is.
These people?
Yeah, these nitwits. Diana Heesh condemns such a stand as, quote, the worship of retardation, unquote. Given that Palin had complete foreknowledge of her child's severe disability, yet nonetheless chose to have it, it is hard not to see her choice as anything less than self-interest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
selfish.
how these people view this.
And I bet these same people, if they had little nieces and nephews that had Down syndrome, oh, they'd love him. He's special. He's precious.
I'm not sure of that.
Maybe not.
I'm not sure of that, given what kind of degenerates these people are. But here's one thing I wonder about. These people are, but you know, several things are happening with this situation with Palin. First off, the character of our enemies is being shown to the public with things like this.
Thereof.
Right.
That little child puts in their face that this is
and the character of the media. See, this is what I don't understand. Everybody's all jacked up about the way that media is treating Sarah Palin. Those of us who've been in the pro-life movement for years, this is nothing new. This is standard operating procedure.
It's the way they've been treating us for years.
For the first time, the public is saying it.
Right.
Yeah,
Good.
and the public is seeing it.
Right.
For me, watching the TV and Palin accepting the nomination that night and everything, the most beautiful part, when the camera happened to go over and that little girl was holding, licked her hand right over there. Only a little child could do that.
Right.
But the loving that she showed her sibling.
But see, what this scares the life out of the pro-aborts, because what it says is that one of your biggest arguments is blowing up in your face, that we've got to have abortion to take care of these quote-unquote less than perfect children, like any of us is perfect. But and who gets to design this perfectness scale? You know,
or the 17-year-olds that are pregnant.
Right, the 17-year-olds that are pregnant. So this is really blowing up in their face, and that's why they hate this situation. But you know something I wonder about? I was thinking about this at the same time that you're talking about, watching that scene where the little Down syndrome baby is just included like all the other people up there on the stage. No different, no better, no worse, just one of the other ones, right? Which is the way it should be. What did the people think? We know that 90% of all Down syndrome babies get executed in the womb. Their parents take them down to the Planned Parenthood where some goon kills them, right? What do the people think that are sitting home watching the Palin family, all of them, the mother, the father, the other children, react with this little Down syndrome baby? What do they think?
I think that they think, ooh, it's in our face, and that's a real little child that has come out of there, and they love it, and it's part of the family, and they can't deny that. And I think,
let me tell you something, I think one of the subtext of this election is going to be that those people are going to vote against Palin in overwhelming numbers because they don't want the example of the sin that they committed held up in front of their face for the next 4 years. Now,
and then add to that her 17-year-old who has not aborted.
Right.
But on the other side of it, and this was mentioned in that article, is that, you know, we all want people to lead by example. And one thing Americans and universally despise are people that say one thing and do another.
Right.
And here we have someone who's the governor of the state, in her 40s, a career woman, and really made a decision that could have been a career destroyer. And many women across the world make a horrible decision at that point. They say, well, I've had children when I was younger, it's too late for me, and they have an abortion.
But see, when you hear these pro-aborts...
What I'm saying, she's leading by example, and that's the pro-life ethic that we have been trying to instill in the community. She's living the pro-life position, and that's something I deeply appreciate about her.
But when you hear them talking about that she was irresponsible to allow this baby to come in, I think it just shows the American people that the core principle behind abortion is selfishness. And it always has been, and it always will be. It's what it says is, I'm bigger than you, I'm more powerful than you, you're in the way, you're history. That's what abortion is.
But now women are going to see Sarah Palin saying, if she's the governor of the state, she has 4 other children, huge responsibilities, and she could do this, you know what?
Right.
Maybe I can too.
And that's what scares the pro-aborts.
That is the most frightening thing for the left.
But pro-aborts, the feminine, the now cows and all that, they're saying women can have it all. Why? A husband, a family, career, and all that. Only certain women. Only pro-abortion women. Right. That's exactly right.
Well, then you have this woman from North Carolina that said that her only qualification is the fact she didn't have an abortion.
Right.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Sweetheart. Yeah.
Many years ago, back during the hippie movement and all, there was nice love going on for people. And I remember one of the cutest things on TV were these 2 boys. They were Down syndrome. But they were doing pretty good. They wrote a book together called Don't Count Us Out.
Right.
Wow.
And everybody was talking about, wow, that's good. Even put a little TV, Hollywood got infatuated for a moment, put a show on. And boy, that didn't last long. Boy, once abortion kicked in.
But I still say it's important that the people out there who have done this, who have taken their child down to the goon at Planned Parenthood, look at them and probably have some pangs of guilt and conscience and say, man,
I'm thinking some handicapped people, though, are going to look at this and say, this woman is a good example.
And how many, this may be another topic, how many of those Down syndrome diagnoses are wrong and they go abort and they weren't Down syndrome at all?
But that doesn't matter. That does not matter.
No, it doesn't.
You're still killing a baby, and it doesn't matter if it did. If the diagnosis is right, it doesn't matter.